why is routine maintenance important on suspension forks? Your suspension fork is one of the most expensive components that is fitted onto your bike. It's also one of the components that's most critical to your ride experience. So poorly performing suspension is going to make your bike feel pretty unpleasant to ride. It's going to limit you as a rider. And what's also going to happen is small problems in there are going to get worse and worse, and they're going to cause you huge repair bills over time. So we can look at removal of the lowers on this fork, and then take a look at some problems that if we don't do routine suspension maintenance, these things are going to come up and bite us and cost us hundreds or sometimes even thousands of dollars. So here you can see a good example of stanchion wear that's gone unchecked for probably a really long period of time. What's happened here is the oil seal that holds the oil in the lower legs has broken down over time. And then what that causes to happen is oil to seep out and end up covering the upper part of the stanchion tubes. These are exposed to the environment, so you're going to get dust, grit, mud, all that kind of stuff. Basically forms a paste with the oil. And then because the actual wiper seal that crosses the stanchion here is damaged, it's going to draw that grinding paste down and into the lower of the fork. And so every time the suspension cycles through its movement, it's going to be like rubbing a piece of sandpaper or emery cloth back and forth across the stanchion here. And that's going to cause us wear. And in this instance, the wear is so severe that this fork is a complete write-off. There's no way of bringing this back. So you can see here the other leg of the same fork. And there's a couple of issues with this leg that we could look to address with routine maintenance. This oily residue left at the wiper seal there is evidence that oil is getting past the wiper seal and ending up on the upper part of the stanchion. And what that's going to do in time is draw contaminants down and cause us wear of the stanchion tube. So in that instance, we want to replace this wiper seal and change out the oil. You can also see that this has gone way too far on this leg. Obviously, that's been going on for quite some time. It's drawn down a load of contaminants into the below the seal and into the bushing area, and it's caused a lot of wear on the stanchion. So again, here, this fork has basically been left for too long, and it is now beyond economical repair. So that's something we look to avoid with routine maintenance. So here's a close-up of that oil seal and dust wiper. And you can see how this has to be in good condition to hold oil where it belongs within the lower of the fork and to keep the environmental contaminants above there and out of harm's way. If this isn't replaced when it starts weeping a little bit of oil, what will happen, like I said, is it'll draw down contaminants into there and it's going to cause you a very expensive repair very quickly. So here's another view of that same problem where we saw the wear on the stanchion. Here we've removed the oil and dust seal from the top of the lower here, and you're able to see that grinding paste of environmental contaminants that I was talking about earlier, and that's obviously penetrated quite deeply into this fork, contaminated the oil, and just resulted in a grinding paste that will wear away on the lower leg. We'd look to avoid this by changing out the wiper and dust seal and by replacing the oil as per the manufacturer's recommended replacement times. But in this instance, that's gone way too far and there's no economical repair for the damage that's been caused through a lack of routine maintenance inside this fork.